Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Den. We are going to do another 72 roll practice, and we're going to change things up a little bit, but give you a lot of information to think about. We're going to utilize first a hard way set, 3-2-3-2, so that you know that if a 1 or a 6 come on the dice, we are off axis, okay? In talking about axis, we are going to mark down here below. A white chip is for one die on, one die off axis. A green chip is going to be for both die on axis. Red die, both off axis. Okay? So hopefully that will make sense. We are also going to keep track of our throws. We're going to keep track of the ATS as best we can. I'm going to use a white chip for a box number that is hit, okay? A black chip for a hard way. No, I'm sorry. Let's see here. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. If a 7 comes out on a come out, it's going to be a pink chip. Red chip is going to be a 7 out. A box number, easy way, is going to be a white chip. Black chip is going to be a point made easy way. A green chip is going to be a hard way. Purple chip is going to be a point hard way. Now if we get a come out hard way, that's also going to be a green, okay? Yellow chip is going to be a horn number on the come out. Any other horn number is going to be a white chip. Okay? So, I'm going to use, I got 72 white chips here that I will substitute. In other words, if we have to use any of these other colors, then that's what we will substitute out. Okay? So, let's grab a pair of dice, one green and one red. Using a par toss from stick left. See what we can do. Be aware, watch the landing zone. See how close I can get. If I'm hitting a consistent spot or not, and whether the dice are hitting at approximately the same time, as close as possible. I know it's hard with an overhead shot. That's the best that shows most of the board. So we have a come out roll, dice are out, 3-2, 3-2. That is a 5-4-9, 5-4-9. 9 will be our point. Mark this. White chip goes on the 9. I'll also keep track of how many throws for each shooter, and I'll put those in the number of chips down here where you can't see my hand. So just below the pass line, so that we can review when we get done how many, according to the math, how many 7s we've had or any other numbers that we've had. See if it correlates to the math of the game. Dice are out, 3-2, 3-2. That is a 1-6-7. 1-6 7 out. So that didn't last too long. Puck comes off, reset the ATS, take a white chip, put it in the rack, red chip on the 7. The first one we had was a 5-4. That was a green chip for both on. Now we have another red chip for both off. Okay, so come out roll. Dice are out. 3-2, 3-2. Three, 5, 8, 3, 5, 8. Eight will be our point. Gets a white chip. Both die were on axis. That's going to get a green chip over here. We're going to use these white chips for how many throws each shooter had. So I had 2 on my first shooter. Okay, we're good. Dice are out. 3-2, 3-2. We're not starting off too well. 3, 4, 7, 7 out. So first thing is we only had 2 throws on that shooter. This gets reset, this comes back. We have a white chip going into the rack, a red chip coming out on our 7. As far as on axis, both die were on axis, but it was a 7 out. Okay, so we have a new come out, new shooter, come out roll. This is the bad thing about using a hard way, is that you do expose yourself to more 7s if they stay on axis. Dice are out. 3-2, 3-2. 2, 6, 8, 2, 6, 8. Eight is our point. Gets a white chip. Both die are on axis, or I'm sorry, one on, one off. That's a white chip. That's going down here. And we're good to go. Okay. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. That is a 4-1-5. 4-1-5. So a white chip goes on the 5. Mark it. We have 1 on, 1 off. That is another white chip for this stack. And we're going to break a record here. We're going to get more than 2 throws for this shooter. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 268. Point is made. 268. So, point being made, that is a green chip on the 8. Take a white chip out. Puck comes off. We have a 6-2, that's 1 on, 1 off. That is going to get a white chip. We have a come out roll. Okay, we're good on our chips. Trying to keep track. It's hard to keep track of all of this going on. But anyway, here we go. Come out, roll. Dicer out, 3-2, 3-2. 4-5-9, 4-5-9. 9 will be our point. 9 gets a white chip. We had both die are on axis. That gets a green chip down here. And we're good. Dice are out. 3-2, 3-2. 6-6-12. 6-6-12. Horn number. We're going to take a white chip, put it on the 12. That is both dice are off axis. That is a red chip. Mark the 12. Dice are out. 3-2, 3-2. 1-3-4, 1-3-4. Mark the 4. It's going to get a white chip. We had 1 on, 1 off. That is going to be a white chip down here. And we're good to go. Dice are out. 3-2, 3-2. 1-5-6. 1-5-6. Mark the 6. 6 is going to get a white chip. 1 on, 1 off, or 1 on, 1 off. That is going to get a white chip down here. Dice are out. 3-2, 3-2. 'A little short on that landing. Legal, but a little short of where I want it to go. Got a 4, 3-1-4. That is going to get a white chip. 4 is already marked. We have 1 on, 1 off. That is going to get a white chip down here. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. One, 3, 4 again. Parlay that 4. Gonna get a white chip. White chip down below because 1 on, 1 off. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Four, 1, 5. 4, 1, 5. 5 is marked up here. It's going to get a white chip. 1 on, 1 off. That gets another white chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Six, 4, 10. 6, 4, 10. Mark the 10. Gets a white chip. 1 on, 1 off. That gets another white chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 3, 5, 8. 3, 5, 8. 8 is already marked. It's going to get a white chip. We have both die on axis. That's going to get a green chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5. White chip on the 5. It's already marked. 1 on, 1 off. That gets a white chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. That is a 2, 1, 3, craps 3. Horn number. I'm going to mark the 3. That's going to get a white chip on that 3. And we have 1 on, 1 off. So that's going to be another white chip down below. Dice are out. 3-2. 3-2. 6-6-12. 6-6-12. Another horn number. It's already marked. That is a white chip on the 12. We have both die off axis. That is a red chip down below. Dice are out. 3-2, 3-2. Oh, that was terrible. That slipped out of the fingers. But we got lucky. 4-2-6. 4-2-6. 6 is marked. 6 gets a white chip. Both die are on axis, so that's a green chip down below. I jostled the camera there. Let's see if I can get this thing straight again. Okay, hopefully that's good. Dice are out. 3-2, 3-2. 5-1-6, 5-1-6. White chip goes on the 6. 1 on, 1 off. That gets a white chip down below. And everything is 6 is already marked. Dice are out. 3-2, 3-2. 10. Hard 10. 55. White chip goes in the rack. Black chip comes out on the 10. Here. Both die are on axis. That gets a green chip down below. 10 is already marked. We're good. Okay. Dice are out. 3-2, 3-2. 3-2-5, 3-2-5. White chip goes on the 5, it's already marked. Both die are on axis, that gets a green chip down below. Dice are out. 3-2, 3-2. 4-1-5, 4-1-5. Five gets a white chip. It's already marked. 1 on, 1 off. That gets a white chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Three, 1, 4, 3, 1, 4. 4 gets a white chip. It's already marked. That's 1 on, 1 off. That gets a white chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Here's our 7 out. 6, 1, 7 out. 22 tosses on that. So first thing, I'm going to take 22, 4 reds and 2 whites for that shooter. We are going to have to reset our ATS. White chip comes back into the rack. Red chip goes out here on the 7. Both die are off axis. That's going to get a red chip down below. Puck comes off. 20, 40, 46, and 72, 56, 66, so 16. Yeah, 26 throws, okay. Come out, roll. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Five, 6, yo on the come out. 5, 6, yo. Horn number. Mark it. White chip comes back in the rack. Come out horn is a yellow chip, so that goes on the yo. 1 on, 1 off. That's a white chip, goes down below. Still a come out roll. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Two, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5. 5 will be our point. Mark the 5. 5 gets a white chip. Both die are on axis. Down below gets a green chip. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Four, 1, 5. Point is made. 4, 1, 5. Puck comes off. White chip goes in the rack. Green chip comes out on the 5. 1 on, 1 off. White chip goes in our down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 2, 1, 3, craps 3. Got a leaner here on the ATS. Mark the 3. We have a white chip goes on the 3. 1 on, 1 off axis. That's another white chip goes down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Four, 3, 7, 7 out. That was 5 tosses. That gets a red chip down here. I'm going to move these along this back of the table because I'm running out of room. Or was that a come out 7? That must have been a come out 7. So we have a come out 7. That is a pink chip. Which means a white chip goes in the rack. Both die are on axis, so that gets a green down below. So that was a come out 7. Or was it a... No, I don't think so. So this will be a red 7 out. I got to assume that. Okay, we're good to go. Now it's a come out roll. We got to reset. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a come out roll, or a 7 out. If it wasn't, it really doesn't matter too much as far as the chips. But it might have been a come out 7. Either way, dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. It's definitely a come out now. That's a 4, 5, 9. 4, 5, 9. Mark the 9 becomes our point. White chip goes on the 9. Both die are on axis. That is a green chip down below. We have used 32 throws. That's 22, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Somewhere I'm off. But if we come close, I'm good. I thought I had everything set. Oh, 32, we're good. Because this was a new shooter, I haven't put the chip down for how many shooters so far. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 5, 3, 8. 5, 3, 8. Mark the 8. It's going to get a white chip. Both die are on axis, so a green chip goes down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 5, 6, yo, 5, 6, yo. Mark the yo. It's going to get a white chip on that yo. One die on, one die off. That gets a white chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Six, 6, 12. 6, 6, 12. Another horn number. Mark the 12. 12 is going to get a white chip. That is both die are off axis. That's going to get a red chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 1, 1, 2, craps 2. Mark the 2. The 2 gets a white chip. Both die are off axis, so we put a red chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Hard 8, 44, square, pair. White chip comes back into the rack. A black chip goes on the hard 8. Both die are on axis. It's a green chip down below. Eight is already marked. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. That is another 2 craps. 1, 1, 2. The 2 is already marked. Gets a white chip down here. Both die are off axis. That gets a red chip over down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 2, 4, 6. Mark the 6. White chip goes on the 6. Both die are on axis. Green chip goes down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. That is another 2 craps. Unbelievable, I hit 3 of those in such short order. It's already marked. A white chip goes on the 2. Both die are off axis. That gets a red chip down below. I don't like that. Those red chips are catching up to the greens. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 6, 4, 10. 6, 4, 10. White chip goes on the 10. Mark the 10. We just hit the tall. 1 on, 1 off. That gets a white chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 3, 2, 5. 3, 2, 5er. Mark the 5. White chip goes on the 5. Both die are on axis. That's a green chip goes below. Okay. We're not doing too bad, really. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. There's our 7 out. 12 tosses on that shooter. So I'm going to put 12 chips down here. Puck comes off. Reset the ATS. Red chip goes on, or white chip goes into the box. Red chip comes out here on the 7. Both die are on axis, so that's a green chip down below. So that means a double pitch. New shooter. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Hard 8. Come out. Hard 8. Mark the 8. Becomes our point. Both die are on axis. That's a green chip. This is a regular hardway. A come out hardway, or this is point made, point hardway. So we're just going to put a black chip on the hard 8. White chip comes in the rack. Black chip goes out on the hard 8. I don't think I have a specific chip for a come out hardway. Not going to worry about it. It's a hard way. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. That is a 1, 6, 7, 7 out. 2 tosses that time. reset. White chip comes in the rack. Red chip goes out on the 7. Both die are off axis. So a red chip comes down below. We've had 6 shooters. We've had 12, 14, 19, 39, 40, 41, 43, 45 shots so far. And we've had 6 shooters, so that's an average of a little over 7. Per shooter. Come out roll, dice route. 3, 2, 3, 2. Come out 7. Come out 7. 6, 1. White chip goes in the rack. Pink chip comes out here on the 7. Both die are off axis. Red chip goes in our stack down below. Still a come out roll. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Another come out 7. 5, 2, 7. Double pitch. White chip comes back in the rack. Pink chip goes out on the 7. Both die are on axis. Green chip down below. Now that I don't like, because that's like 3 7s in a row. Still a come out roll. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5. Five will be our point. White chip goes on the 5. We have 1 die on, 1 die off. That is a white chip goes down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Hard 4, 22, the ballerina, because it's a 2-2. 2-2. Mark the 4. White chip comes in the rack. Black chip comes out on the hard 4. Both die are on axis, so a green chip goes in our stack. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. As a 4-1-5, point is made. 4-1-5. Puck comes off. White chip goes in the rack. Black chip comes out. No, I'm sorry. Green chip comes out on the 5. Is that right? What have I been using for points before? Green. Okay. One die on, one die off. That gets a white chip down below. Come out roll. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 3, 5, 8. 8 will be our point. Eight gets a white chip. Both die are on axis. Green chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 5, 6, yo. 5, 6, yo. Mark the yo. White chip goes onto the yo. And one die on, one die off. White chip goes down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 6, 4, 10. 6, 4, 10. Mark the 10. White chip goes on the 10. One die on, one die off. So a white chip comes down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. 6 is going to get a white chip. Mark the 6. Both die are on axis. That gets a green chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 2, 5, 7. 2, 5, 7. 7 out in 10 throws. So a white chip comes into the rack, a red chip goes out on the 7. Bad news is we had 3 7s in 10 throws. But that was 10 throws for that shooter. Puck comes off, reset the ATS. Both die are on axis, so that gets a green chip. Got a new shooter. We've had 4, 5, 6, 7 shooters, and we have 20. So 52 divided by 7. That's an average of 7 throws per shooter. Again, that's just an average. We've had some real short ones and a couple, one long one and 2 medium throws. Come out roll, dice are out, 3, 2, 3, 2. That is a 3, 2, 5. I would love to do that throw all the time. 3, 2, 5. Point is going to be a 5. Mark it. Gets a white chip. We both die are on axis. That gets a green chip. I think we just passed our green chip stack, just passed our white chip stack down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Seven out. 1, 6, 7. That did not help. That was 2 tosses on that. So a white chip goes into the rack. Red chip goes out on the 7. Reset the ATS. We have both die off axis. That gets another red chip down below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. God, that hurt. That kind of blew us out of the water right there. But that's okay. It tells you you don't put your money out until you get at least 3 throws. So dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Six, 6, 12 on the come out. 6, 6, 12. Mark the 12. White chip goes in the rack. A yellow chip comes out here on the 12 because it was a come out. Still a come out roll. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. There's another horn number on the come out, a 1, 2, 3 craps. I don't know, did I put a red chip for that 12? I don't think I did because they were both off axis. I'm going to mark the 3 with a white chip. No, I'm sorry, with a white chip goes in the rack. Yellow chip goes on the 3 because it was a come out. We have 1 on, 1 off. That gets a white chip down below. Okay. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. That is a 1, 4, 5 come out on the 5. So a white chip goes on the 5. Has 1 on, 1 off. That gets a white chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Four, 2, 6. 4, 2, 6. Mark the 6. White chip goes on the 6. Both die are on axis. That gets a green chip down below. 10. Somewhere along there, folks. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 2, 5, 7 in 5 throws. 2, 5, 7, 7 out. So we reset. Puck comes off. White chip goes in. Red chip goes out on the 7. Both die are on axis. That gets a green chip down below. We had 7 throws, I said. Better check. 5 throws again. 5. So a red chip goes down for our shooter. Got 10 throws left. Let's just do a quick check and see if we have 62 here. There's 4. 22 is 26, 31, 41, 43, 45, 55, 57, 62. So we're right on the money, is keeping track. So new shooter. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we've only had 9 shooters. But we've had more 7s, so that's not a good thing. Reset my counter. Come out, roll, dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. There's another come out, 7, 6, 1, 7. So a white chip goes in the rack. We have a come out 7, that is a pink chip goes out on the 7. Both die are off axis, a red chip goes down below. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Wow, that just, oh gosh, that we've had more than our fair share of 7s. And many of them are double pitches because many of them were on axis. Both of the die were on axis. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. That is a 4, 6, 10 come out. 4, 6, 10. Puck goes on the 10. Mark it. White chip goes on the 10. We have 1 on, 1 off. Another white chip goes down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9. White chip goes on the 9. Mark it. 1 on, 1 off. That gets a white chip down below. White has again taken the lead over the green in our on and off axis. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5. White chip goes on the 5. Mark it. Both die are on axis. That gets a green chip down below. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 7 out. 5, 2, 7. That's another 5 throws. Double pitch. Reset. Comes off. White chip goes in the rack. Red chip goes down on the 7. Both die are on axis. A green chip goes in our stack. And that was 5 throws, so we get another red chip down there counting the chips. 1, 2, 3, 5 left. Can we avoid a 7 for 5 throws? We'll see. Reset my counter. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5. Mark the 5, gets a white chip. 1 on, 1 off. That gets another white chip in our stack down below. Gotta set this over here so I can grab it. It's in my way for everything else. And our prima donna is over here trying to get a nap, but I'm interrupting her. Oh, and now she decides to get up and get in my way. Yes, pretty girl. Yes. She's on my throwing portion of the table, right in the way of where I set up. So we'll just be a little patient and see if she goes back. There she goes. See if she's going to go over to the other side or not. Yeah, girl, pretty girl. Okay, come on. There we go. Good girl. Okay. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. hard 4, the ballerina. This white chip comes in the rack. Black chip comes out on the hard 4. Both die are on axis, so that gets another green in our stack there. Mark the 4. Haven't made many points on this because we've had so many short throws. Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Six, 2, 8. 6, 2, 8. Mark the 8. 8 gets a white chip. 1 on, 1 off. That gets a white chip down below. 2 more throws to go. Can we do it? Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Hard 8, 44, square pair. White chip comes in the rack. Black chip goes out onto the hard 8. Both die are on axis. Green chip goes in our stack. We are on our last throw. Can we avoid the dreaded red? Dice are out. 3, 2, 3, 2. Got a hard 10. Hard 10 on our last throw. Mark that 10. White chip comes in the rack. Black chip goes out on the hard 10. Both die are on axis. That gets a green chip in our stack. 72 throws, folks. And we are still going, but we're going to call it just to do some analyzing here. Let me pull these out of the way. First things first, how many 2s did we have? We had 3 2s. How many 3s? We had 3 3s, one of them being a come out. 4s, we had 4 4s. That's not what we expect. We expect more. Oh, I'm sorry. We had 6 4s, 2 of them being hardways right at the end there. 5s. We had 14 5s with 2 points. 6s, no hardways. 6 6s, which is kind of light, less than I expect. 7s, $13 with 3 come out 7s. So we had 10 7 outs out of 72 throws. That's an average of 7 throws per shooter for 7 out. We say, what is our 7 not our 7-out ratio, but our 7 ratio to throws. 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 13 would be just over 5 would give you 65, right? 13, yeah, 65. So somewhere near close to a 6, so we still performed better. How many 8s did we have? 10 8s, 1.3 hardways. 9s, we only had 4 9s. 10s, 6 10s with 2 hardways. Yos, 3 yos with 1 come out. 12s, 4 12s with 1 come out. So hopefully that helps you see not a good throw. About what I would expect for a random thrower, not me. But you learn. As far as on and off axis, we had 13 throws out of 72, both off axis. "30 throws of our 72 were both on axis. "29 throws were 1 on, 1 off axis, and with throwing a hard way, you would never have a 7 if you could master that, just 1 on and 1 off. Okay, so hopefully everybody enjoyed. If you see something, let me know. Give me a comment down below. Hit that thumbs up button. Share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Appreciate everybody for being here and going to for what, an hour and 18 minutes. That's pretty good. So until next time, everybody take care, stay safe, and God bless. I'll see you then.